I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. This season might be kind of eating down. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate saying this because the seasons kind of do start off kind of good here recently. Like the recent seasons kind of start off kind of good, and then they lose steam as the season progresses. Two good episodes, two strong episodes. This episode was full of eliminations. That was literally all it was, mainly. But I liked how they edited the episode. It was based fully on the eliminations, but we still got to see flashbacks that showed drama and it showed discourse. It showed what the show typically was back in the day. It was good, and I love the way they set it up for the eras with their eliminations. We're gonna get into it, but I love it. I love it so far. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Please thumbs up the video. If you're new and you happen to get on this video, either you search challenge recaps, either you search my name to see if I posted a recap. Regardless, if you are new here, please do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. Turn the post notifications on so you'll be alerted when I do post the videos like I'm doing right now. I plan on getting it out every single Wednesday night. As soon as the episode ends, I'm going to try and get it out. So be here with me. Drop your comments down below. Even if you got something to say while you're watching me, drop that shit down there as you finish going. Because I want to talk to y'all. I want to have a conversation. Bring all y'all challengers back to me. But enough of that. Let's go. All right, so we get TJ. We come back to the episode and we see TJ already in the elimination arena. So I'm like, because we left last week at them deliberating on who they're going to choose to go in against the eliminated, with the people that were the losers that are going automatically into the elimination. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Are we going to see? And everybody starts pulling up to the elimination. You see certain people not in clothes or dressed in clothes, like regular clothes. And then you start to see certain people dressed like they're about to go into the elimination. So I'm like, okay, now we know. But I'm like, are we going to see how they got to that decision? But we'll get to it. Tori's in her confessional talking about how she wants Amanda to go in against Nia because Nia is going to whoop her. Obviously, size difference. They come out there, they see pretty much it looks like it could be a physical elimination because they don't really see any puzzles or anything of that sort. So Tori's automatically thinking, let's get Nia down there with Amanda. Well, get Amanda down there with Nia so Nia can whoop her ass, and then she's gone. And then Tori don't have to worry about Amanda. But TJ ends up bringing down the losers from each era because they all get up there to the top like they normally do. Brings them down. So that would be Katie and Mark for era 1, KellyAnne and Ryan for era 2, Nia and Leroy for era 3, Nurys and Theo for era 4. Horacio's obviously nervous because Nurys is the smallest girl there. So regardless, if it's a physical elimination, she's at a disadvantage. So he's nervous about that. But TJ ends up asking Era 1 who they chose to go down there to face Katie and Mark. You look at Aneesa and Derrick, they're dressed, ready to go. So it is Aneesa and Derrick. They go down there. Era 2, they chose Cara Maria and Brandon. Laurel is cheering for KellyAnne. She wants KellyAnne to beat Cara Maria. We all know that. She says, I'm sick of coaching Cara on how to play this game. She likes to isolate herself, which is why nobody likes her. Brandon's pissed off, but he's excited about the fact that he possibly could be getting something physical. Because the way it's set up, the way they come into that arena, it looks like it's going to be something physical. Because normally when it comes to something mental or a puzzle, you kind of see some type of structure where you can kind of figure out, okay, this might be something I might have to use my brain for. When it's something physical, you barely see anything out there. But that's for era 2. Era 3, they chose Tony and Amanda to go down. Corey said it came down to the guys that were in front of him, which was Jordan. Who was on the era 3? Jordan, Tony, and who's on era 3? Tony, Jordan. I can't remember. But regardless, Devin. He chose Tony. And Tori said that she's always going to have Jordan and Devin's back. Obviously, she has history with Jordan. They used to date. Devin, she won the show with. Tori's closer to the other girls, which is or at least is building more relationships with those girls, which is Avery, Janae, and who else is up there? I think just Avery and Janae. Yeah. Basically, that's the reason why she's claiming she's voting in Amanda. Amanda rolling her eyes like, bitch, you know I don't like you, and you try to act like you don't like me. I'm pretty sure. I mean, the way Amanda is, I'm pretty sure if Amanda gave Tori the time of day, Tori would be friends with Amanda. But because Amanda don't like Tori don't like Amanda. Which, I mean, I don't blame her because, like, if somebody is openly telling you they don't like you and they want you to go home at all costs, you're going to have to do that. But Amanda's cracking me up, rolling her eyes like, bitch, please. Amanda says, you better hope I don't come back, bitch. And Tori says, please, I'm so scared of you, Amanda. Like, I'm so scared of you. It's funny because, honestly, when you think about it, Tori's not worried about her. Like, you think back about that elimination that they did have a couple seasons ago. Yeah. But Amanda's scrappy, and we're gonna get to it, but Amanda's scrappy. But Amanda said that Tori is stupid because she put the smallest girl down there against the biggest girl, and Nia could come back and whoop your ass. Like at this point, like, yeah, I'm probably gonna go home, but you still gotta deal with Nia. And considering how Nia's history is, I'm assuming Amanda's thinking Nia gonna come back the same way she used to come back with a vengeance. But they showed a flashback of Amanda cussing Corey out for putting her in. She was like, we literally came into this game knowing that we don't have any number ones. Like, we don't have anybody in this game that we would have priority over or priority with to keep us in the game. So we essentially had a conversation stating that we're going to do this for Nelson. Like, Nelson and Amanda are super close. Their first show that they did together was Are You the One? They literally were tight on that season. And it carried on throughout their challenge history. And then Corey and Nelson are like brothers low key. So it's like, considering the fact that everything that happened with Nelson, she's stating like, we had this conversation and we're going to come into this game and kind of look out for each other because Nelson will want us to look out for each other. So she's pretty much saying all that, saying that everybody thinks you a pussy because you threw me in here when you could have easily thrown somebody else in there. And Corey's pretty much looking at her like and acting like, nah, I didn't do all that. So they're going back and forth. She called him a pussy and whatnot, and Tina's watching it eating up because they're doing this in front of everybody at the house. My thoughts on this, Corey fucked up. It was very stupid of him to actually vote her in there because you just took a number away from your side, which you just gave Tori and Jordan the rest of those numbers. Because you threw Nia and Amanda in. Nia really don't have that many connections, and Amanda don't have no connections. Like, she really don't have no connections because Amanda is so polarizing. Not too many people care to want to work with her. Whereas Tori has a lot of connections, as we've seen previous seasons, which is why I don't watch, because she always finds a way to make it to the end because she's so connected. You want to weaken her connections. He should have thrown somebody in that she was closer to so that Nia could send their ass home, and then y'all can pull Nia in and start building the numbers game on your side so that regardless if y'all win the elimination or win the missions or not, you got the numbers on your side. Now Corey's going to be at a disadvantage, but we'll see in a minute. But they pretty much do that. And Tina, like I said, Tina was eating it up. Michelle and Horacio, they gave Nerese and Theo exactly what they wanted. That's pretty much what they wanted to do. Polly and Olivia are going in, and they go down there to the floor. So TJ lets them know the 4 eliminations that they're going to play are defined by each era, which I loved. Era 1, their elimination that they made famous was Balls In. Era 2's was Pole Wrestle. Era 3's was Hall Brawl. And Era 4 was Take Shelter. Those are the games that are going to be played tonight. Everybody's excited. Everybody's just excited because it's multiple. 3 out of the 4 are headbangers. So we're going to get 3 out of the 4 very physical eliminations. So they're going to play these eliminations in order that they premiere. So Era 3 is playing Balls In. So they're up first. So the object of this game, if you don't already know, there's a little pit in the middle. It's you both playing offense and defense. It's the score. The objective is to be the first to get 2 balls in first. It's the best 2 out of 3. So Amanda and Nia go first. Amanda is on the offense, and Nia is on the defense first. So Amanda is trying to get around that thing, and Nia is playing some good defense. Like, she's shuffling, playing some good, like some good basketball type defense. And she's pretty much like kind of hawking her around there. Not Nia goes in. Was Nia playing first? Whatever. Because Amanda had gotten Nia to one point where Nia was trying to... Well, actually, Nia was getting on Amanda at one point to where you could tell she was getting physical with her, but then you could tell she tried to pull back. Which I'm like, Nia, why are you doing this? Like, you could tell ever since Nia came back, I know she's changed. She's grown up a lot. But you can tell she don't want to hurt nobody like old Nia would. Old Nia in any elimination, she gonna knock your ass out, and she gonna do it with a purpose. You can tell she likes Amanda. She don't want to hurt Amanda, so that's what she kind of did. She was getting rough with her and then restrained. When you do that with Amanda, Amanda's trying to play this game. She wants to win, regardless if she like you or not, she wants to win. So I'm like, Nia, what are you doing? The minute she pulled back, Amanda started running. When she started running, Nia about lost her footing. And then she ended up kind of like tripping up too, trying to get Amanda. But Amanda got the ball inside that little ring around the actual goalpost, whatever it is. But once you cross that ball on that ring in there, you get the point. So Amanda throws her ball in and gets the point. The first point, I was like, Nia, no. There's no reason why she should have a point on you. But Nia now is in the game. She ain't going to let her get another one in. So Nia ends up getting the ball. She goes in. She throws the ball in so hard, it bounced out. I said, Nia, what are you doing? And it bounced all the way back. But Nia ended up getting the ball back, and she got it in and got the point. So it's 1-1 at this point. Nia, in her confessionals, I'm not letting this girl get this ball in. So Amanda goes another time. Amanda's back on the offense. Amanda goes, Nia took her ass and threw her ass out that ring. I said, exactly. That's the Nia that I know. That's the Nia I want to see. And Nia goes up for her time, and she gets that point in easily. Easily got it in. Amanda, unfortunately, is eliminated. I love Amanda. Amanda's good TV. It's just upsetting that she's gone already because she definitely would have gave us good TV. But Amanda is eliminated. She says that Tori and Corey, they're not going to last because everybody sees them for the shady motherfuckers that they are. Then we get Kylan crushing on Nia. He talking about how he loves how she wants to be here. And then you got Josh supposedly crushing on Nia. She would tear him up. Let's be for real. But Josh, please. Kylan, I can see it. But Josh, no. Absolutely not. But Nia, these men are on Nia's body as they should. Nia is beautiful. And you see that cake that she got behind her? But I love it. Nia's getting all the attention. I love it. She come back and she's getting the attention that she should be. But the next elimination, we got Leroy and Tony. Leroy feel like he's going to get this win because he's used to winning physical eliminations. These are usually his bread and his butter. He's not good in the missions. He's not good at anything that really requires a lot of mental capacity, nothing with water. His bread and butter is these physical headbangers where he can really get in there and get down. So he's expecting a win. And he says he knows Tony typically is not athletic, so he's pretty much expecting himself to go in there and maul him. But Tony is stating that he knows he's at the bottom of his team, and he knows that him and Leroy are both fighting for their families back at home, and he's going to use that as his motivation. So Leroy's on the offense first. Like I said, he's talking about how unathletic Tony is, and he thinks it's going to be a breeze. I said, oh, shit, they setting him up. I was like, they setting him up. But Leroy gets in there, and Tony stops him real quick. I said, oh, shit. But Bananas obviously is rooting for Leroy because they have a long history of their friendship. But Tony then gets on the offense because he stopped Leroy. Leroy is now playing good defense at this point for a good period of time. He's playing good D, but Tony ended up getting his in the ring and actually got his point. Leroy is now back on the offense. Tony is now noticing that a lot of people, everybody's cheering for Leroy. Nobody's really cheering for him. That's going to make anybody turn it up even more. The fact that y'all are not rooting for me, I'm going to turn it up even more because you're not doing that. That's bad for Leroy. But Tony keeps stopping Leroy. Leroy keeps trying to get up in there, and Tony is body checking that nigga, body checking his ass. I'm like, oh, shit. He stopped Leroy again. Leroy did not get another point. Well, he didn't get a point, period. But Tony is back on the offense. Tony ends up bulldozing, straight lowered that shoulder in and went pop, was popping on Leroy. I was like, oh, shit. Tony got that point, and Tony won. Leroy got eliminated. Like I said, Leroy, stay your ass at home. Stay at home. If y'all going to try and get somebody to win the money for your family and them kids, send Cam in here because Cam wouldn't have lost that elimination. I'll tell you that much. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. But he's gone. Tony won. The next era, we got pole wrestle. I love this elimination. The objective is you got this little stick in the middle between y'all. Y'all get in the middle of the center of the arena. They put the stick in between y'all. Both got your hands on the stick. The objective is be the first one to get that stick outside of the ring. That's literally what it is. Derrick and Mark, they go up first. They're two best friends. They old. Era 1 is the old head, so you don't really expect them to get in here and really get down like they was getting down. But Mark wants to stay. His strategy is he wants to stay over top of Derrick and use his weight more to kind of tire Derrick out because Derrick is scrappy as fuck. He's small, but he's scrappy as fuck. He always has been. And this is what Derrick is known for. This is his elimination. So He's excited. They lock up. As soon as they lock up, Derrick immediately gets low, which is smart. You get low. You don't try and be up so high, you get low. So he gets low and pushes his head into Mark's chest, which is smart. He starts doing that, pushing his head into his chest to kind of like get the stick as far away from Mark as he can. And that's what you're supposed to do. Put your pressure and put your body weight on him while trying to move that stick out of him. So that's what he's doing. Mark is now trying to counteract that, flipping over Derrick to then get Derrick back. They both were playing very smart. They were making smart strategic moves. But I'm like, these old men in here flipping like they 20 years old. Them boys is 40 years old, flipping and shit. But Derrick is trying to win the money for his little baby that he got on the way. He's got a son that's in high school, so he's trying to do all that for them. They're fighting for it. They were like fighting for it. I was shocked that these old men was getting down like they was. But Mark was on top of Derrick at one point, and it looked like Derrick was losing his breath at one point to the point where he couldn't even breathe. But Derrick, he's a fighter. He's scrappy. He gets to his feet and gets that point. No shock there. Mark, we find out Mark's mom is battling stage 4 breast cancer. Hopefully and has been for the last 5 years. I hope she's doing good. But he's doing that for her. They go another round. They lock it in on again. And it's on some stalemate shit on this time. Like they really like locked in. But Derrick ends up grabbing it again, pulling it out, and he wins. Mark is eliminated. No shock there for me. I predicted that Derrick would win. Next, Aneesa versus Katie. This one, I'm like, Katie, poor Katie. Poor Katie. Like, you up against this big woman who typically is good in physical eliminations. So I was like, Katie, it's up. Aneesa's pissed off because for her even being in the elimination, she mad as hell. So they flash back to Aneesa checking Rachel about her allowing CT to be the one to vote her in, saying, I'm going to leave it up to him to do whatever. And she's pretty much saying, like, CT would always throw me in, which we all know he would. So she's like, you being my friend of 20 years, I would expect you to at least try and fight for me. Like, if anything, you can fight for me to not be in that elimination. You don't have to leave it to him. So Rachel's trying to plead her case. And Aneesa pretty much shuts her off. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Tori because Tori's standing right there. Aneesa's hurt because her and Rachel had that long relationship, that long friendship, whatever. Aneesa always puts too much stock into these people that have shown her time and time again that they will throw her to the wolves if they need to do so. That's Aneesa's fault. That is her fault. Granted, Rachel has not played these games in a long time, but that's your fault, Aneesa. Stop putting all this stock in these people and start doing something about yourself so you don't be in these situations. But Katie has not done enough physical elimination in a very, very long time, but she ain't trying to look like no punk. That's just what it is. You can't go out like a punk. You got to get in there and fight. So she wants to try and tire out Aneesa, which is a smart strategy because Aneesa is not in the best shape. She could get winded. But Aneesa's just ready to get in there and get physical. She knows that's typically her bread and butter. And she was the first person to ever do she was the first woman elimination to ever do pole wrestle, which was on Duel 1. Great season. Great. I might need to watch that back one more time. But Laura on Bananas, they're expecting Aneesa to rip it out immediately like I was. They started Katie in there, hanging in there tough with Aneesa. I was like, hold on. Aneesa was kind of struggling to get that thing from her in that first round. Katie then pulls some WWE wrestling stuff, throws them legs around Aneesa's leg. Aneesa's head is like in between Katie's legs. She throw her in a little WWE leg lock, trying to choke her out. I said, Katie, what are you doing? I was like, Katie in here trying to choke this hoe out. But that was a smart strategy. Katie was in there doing what she was supposed to do. She's trying to like tire her out for real and borderline choke her to the point where she releases that thing. That was smart. But Aneesa ended up getting free. She got that point. Round 2, Aneesa ended up throwing that weight on Katie. I said, I know she just got the wind knocked out of her, and I know she probably was gasping for air. But Aneesa ended up winning. Katie got eliminated. Katie did good. Katie, like Amanda, they both small, but they scrappy. But Aneesa said that she's done enough to get by in previous seasons, and it kind of clicked in her mind that she needs to start applying herself more this time. I said, okay, well, then get in the gym. You need to be on that damn treadmill every single day, twice a day in that house. Like, and not only just because she's big, which is not bad because you can use that to your advantage. My point in saying that, with her being as big as she is, all that weight on your knees and on your ankles, which is where she typically gets injured, that makes your joints and it makes your bones super weak. So you need to get in there and start strengthening your bones so that they can hold up the rest of that you got on top. But yeah, next. We get a flashback of Cara because Cara talking about Johnny and Laurel. And I was like, okay, we about to get Era 3. Or Era, is it Era 3? Era 2. No. But they showed a flashback. She's saying, like, every time I'm on a season with Laurel and Johnny, they always link up against me. And they showed a flashback of her talking to Paulie after she got voted in. She's pretty much telling him, they done voted me in again. Paulie's pissed off. He goes looking up at Johnny, who's on top of the little balcony in the house. And he's like, why would you do that? Was Johnny talking about something? What you mean, why? He's like, why would you throw Cara in when you know that me and you were good? And with me and you being good, you're going to be good with Cara. Bananas don't want to hear that shit. And obviously because Bananas don't like Cara Maria. Let's just keep it real. That's the reason why he voted her in. And Cara and Bananas, they start going at it. Cara saying he just pissed off that she beat him in the challenge, which is probably true. Because out of the eras, like, for their era, Laura was first, Cara was second. And I'm taking that into their entire era. They were the first two to finish. She beat him as a male. Well, as a female, she beat him. So the two women were the two first ones. So if anything, if it was going to be a fair shot, as in like the top two winners of each era, she would have been the winner. She could have thrown him in. But I can see what she's saying is true. Bananas is that type of person that would be upset that a woman did beat him. But he's trying to talk to her, and she said, fuck you. And he said, I'm trying to talk to the one in the relationship that's actually sane, which is not Paulie, but okay. Both of them are equally insane, but let's keep it real. But Laurel talks about how much her and Cara have like this love-hate relationship. Even though they have that friction, she does still have that love for her. But she's trying to make the decision based on who she wants to see in the end. And she don't want to be up against Cara in the end. Cara is a threat. She is a beast when it comes to these games. Laurel knows that. Laurel wants to make it easier for her in the final. But KellyAnne doesn't want to go in against Cara because she's really good friends with her and Paulie. But she knows also if she beats Cara Maria, it's going to show her strengths off to her team. Pretty much saying, like, look, I'm an asset. You don't want to throw me in because you want to keep me here. But Cara's not surprised about Johnny, but she is about Laura, which I'm like, why are you shocked? Laura has showed you plenty of times that she will throw your ass in there whenever she gets a chance. You said the shit last week. But Michelle then comes in saying to Paulie that she's sorry for voting him in because of Theo. Paulie's now talking about it's on, whatever. Theo's been talking about how he's been waiting on this revenge. It's time to get that revenge on Paulie after everything that happened on World of Worlds 2. Theo then goes in and picks Harborough. I said, Theo, you better fuck him up. Fuck him up. So Harborough, we already know what that is. If you don't know, it's a hall, like a little hall. Both opponents are going to be on the end of each side. The objective is to get through the hall, which is to get through each other and ring the bell first. Obviously, it's a skinny ass hall. You're going to be getting in there. You're going to get in there and get physical. That's why I said fuck him up. So Paulie's talking about how he's the one that has made 3 finals. He typically comes in here and blows up on everybody. He's mended his relationship with people. Cara has not. So he's trying to win to secure Cara's safety in the game because the longer he's there with his connections that he's mended, Cara should be good. Without him there, Cara's going to have to figure that out on her own. So he's talking about that, but then he's saying he's been praying for this type of elimination for as long as he's been on the show. And he said he's going to hit Theo so hard he ain't going to know what hit him. I started laughing because I said maybe old Theo back in the day that was skinny, you might have had a chance, and I'm putting an emphasis on might have, because Theo was skinny back in the day. If y'all remember, he was skinny when he first came on the show, but he ran track. Like he wasn't like weak, but he was skinny. Theo now you can see he done bulked up. Homeboy done put on some extra weight, and it's not like he ain't fat or whatever, but he definitely done bulked up. He been eating good. That's that dad weight. But they go ahead and get on in there. I said, Theo, fuck him up. Theo runs in there. They run in there together. He gets low. Theo getting low. He lowered that shoulder. What he do? He laid Paulie out. I hollered. I said, yes. But Theo ends up getting to the end of that hall. Paulie's now grabbing him. TJ's like, Paulie, you got to get to the button. Theo's already on his end closest to his button. By the time TJ said that, Paulie starts sprinting. Theo just walks over there and taps his. I said, ooh. I was like, Theo, you better do it because Theo's been disappointing me. He disappointed me when he came back for World Championship. I'm like, you was boring as fuck on there. The Theo that came and debuted him on his first season and his second season, entertaining as hell. entertaining as hell. Always been a good competitor in these eliminations, and he won submissions too, so he wasn't bad. But Theo was entertaining as fuck too, and he was not that on World Championship. So far, it looks like he might be giving it. Because later on, him and Olivia gonna be hooking up and fucking and stuff too. But whatever, as long as the mess and the drama is there and he performs, I'm cool with it. Theo, keep doing it. They go a second round. Where am I at? They go a second round because Theo got that win. Cara is now hoping that Paulie uses strategy this round because she said he's smart. Okay. Round 2, Theo ran in there on some Nia shit. Y'all remember when Nia ran up in there on Teresa on X's 2? That first time she ran up in there and like straight boom, straight body check Teresa. Same thing happened here. Theo ran up in there and ran through his shit. Ran all up in his shit. And Paulie fell so far back, fell on his back. You know his ass was embarrassed. And he was embarrassed. I was like, oh, and everybody in there was like, oh. Theo won, sent Paulie home. Love it. Love it. Nurys and Olivia, they're next. Nurys is crying before she even get in there. She's talking in her confessionals crying, saying she's nervous and she doesn't want to leave Horacio because she knows that he needs her, which she does because he's so introverted. She's more of the extrovert. She's the one that can make more connections. So I see what she's talking about. They show a flashback of Horacio and Michelle deliberating to throw in Olivia to give Nurys her best shot at winning. I'm like, is that really her best shot at winning? Because then you sit and think about it. You got Casey over there and you got Jenny over there. Honestly, even though Jenny is very, very fit, I feel like she probably would have been her best shot. Because even though Jenny won in Harbor, I don't look at Jenny as like a big physical threat. Olivia is big. She's like one of them brolic girls. She's really big. With Nurys being as skinny and small as she is, going up against somebody as big as her is not the best option. And then you can't go up against somebody like Casey who played professional football. That is right up her alley. So, but they chose Olivia. So they show a flashback and Nurys pretty much telling Horacio to make her his wife and whatever. They just flirting or whatever. Tori's talking about how they just be like in their love bubble. They isolating themselves from each other. But they also need to remember they in a game, which is true. You can't always be up against each other because you're not making connections. But they start. They both run up, and the first round was so weak. Everybody was like, ugh. Amanda said, boo. Amanda was like, boo. I was like, exactly, boo. That shit was weak. Like, Harbor, you want to see something. You want to see something crazy. Second round, because Olivia got the first round. Second round, Olivia get up in there and start manhandling Nurys. Nurys look all timid. This is what I'm talking about when I say Nurys ain't really like what y'all think, what she wants y'all to believe she is. How she talk like she gonna whoop somebody's ass. Like I told y'all, like she let Farrah Abraham throw her J's in the toilet, kick her in her pussy. And she did nothing. But you want us to believe that you fight? Please. And the way she ran up in there so scared of Olivia, like I'd have ran up in there like, like what? But Olivia was manhandling her. But Nurys was smart. She took it to one point towards the end when Olivia was getting closer to the end of the hall. She flipped her. Olivia fell on her back, and Nurys is now dragging Olivia back the other way. I said, okay. But where she went wrong is she should have kicked her in her head or kicked her in the mouth and started sprinting. Because while she was on the ground, you need to get over there. But Olivia was holding on to her foot, but you should have took the other foot and kicked her in the face, and she would have got off of it because you know she broke her nose. She would have got off your legs, and you could have sprinted down there and got your point. But no, Olivia got up, got Nurys's leg now, pulled her ass back. And Nurys fully gets on the ground, and while she's on the ground, Olivia takes out sprints and wins. Nurys is gone, eliminated. Olivia won. Horacio's crying in his confessional. Era 2, the last one, take shelter. They have identical bunkers on each side with building materials. They have 20 minutes to kind of barricade it. The gist of it is you got all this shit that you want to put on top of this door to make it harder for the opponent to get through. You want to get through the door and open the door first before your opponent does. Boom. They play it all at the same time. It's Cara versus KellyAnne versus Brandon versus Ryan. Well, Brandon versus Ryan. The girls against the girls, the boys against the boys. So Cara got a few choice words for Laurel and Johnny when she comes back. She wants to come back and she wants to cuss them out. Basically, they show a flashback of CT pretty much pumping up Cara Maria because she's essentially like a little sister to him. They got that Boston, Massachusetts connection. He don't want her to forget who she is because she has a tendency to kind of get spazzed out. and he wants her to make sure that she's still locked in. So they begin 20 minutes. They start tying everything up. Laurel and Johnny, they're cheering on KellyAnne. She's getting married. We find out she's getting married and she wants to start having kids ASAP. Ryan is using more strategy that is more complex than Brandon because Ryan's over there tying his shit up very strategically. Brandon's just trying to just put everything in front of it. Polly and CT are trying to help out Cara Maria. As they start, the more voices are starting to throw them off because Era 1 is rooting for Cara, whereas Era 2 is rooting for KellyAnne. Era 2 is Cara Maria's own team, which is crazy. But we'll get to it later on. Well, no, we're not. We're going to get to it now. Rachel is more Team Cara because she's more Team Cara than she is Laurel. She wants Cara Maria to come back to cause more friction between her and Laurel to make Era 2 more weak. I said, Rachel's smart. Rachel always think of strategy. But the time is up. They switch. It's now time to untie this bullshit. So they start. Cara's trying to figure out a strategy, but she don't know how to do it. She just start pulling everything apart. Ryan is over there hauling ass, tossing bags, taking cinder blocks, throwing all that shit. He over there hauling ass. Brandon looked like he taking his time. I'm like, Brandon, you got to move. But KellyAnne and Cara, they start going to the point where they're basically at the same point. They both have a mess over there, so they both are pretty much trying to get it done, and they pretty much neck and neck the whole time. But Cara then starts using her strength. That CrossFit strength started to show out because she low-key almost ripped that door open before she got everything done. But KellyAnne is damn near getting everything done at this point. Like I said, Era 1 is helping Cara, Era 2 is helping KellyAnne. But Cara ended up getting her door open first, and she won. KellyAnne is eliminated. Paulie wants Cara to go back in there and not fall into the trap of befriending these people. He wants her to realize and remember, these folks want you gone, which is true. She do need to remember that. But Ryan and Brandon, they're still over there working, but Brandon's arms are starting to burn. He's sitting there reminding himself, my son and my daughter, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Fight through it. But Ryan over there, he on a different mission. He gets his door open. He won. Brandon got eliminated. He was pissed. I was pissed because I like Brandon. I want Brandon to do good finally, but it ain't going to happen this season. But they finish. Theo, Olivia, Tony, Nia, Ryan, Cara, Derrick, and Aneesa. They all won. They rejoined their eras. Before they head back home, TJ says, y'all need to remember how you treat people. Because it's gonna mean something in this game. He then tells them to go. We all knew, and I immediately know, I'm like, what's going on? Because as they said, because John A said it, she was like, typically when they go home, when somebody gets eliminated, they go home before we do. We leave them before them. Why are they still standing here? The people that got eliminations, they sitting there like, what the fuck? Why are we still here? So TJ ends up letting them know when they leave, the people that are safe, they go back to the house. TJ lets the eliminated people know, y'all lost, y'all are going home, but there's a chance for y'all to affect this game. He's like, you can affect who actually will win this money. You know, Amanda's eating this shit up because she loves being a devil. She loves causing mess. So he lets them know they're going to get a karma vote. He won't tell them how it will affect the game, but it could be $1 million decision. So in their confessionals, they get this card where they have to rate the challengers, which I'm assuming it might be the challengers on their actual era. But then again, no, because Amanda was voting for card. Leroy gave Aneesa a 5, which I'm assuming the lowest that you rate, or the highest that you rate. The numbers, the highest is the highest, because I'm thinking first would be high and 5 would be low. Whatever. I guess the bottom one 5. I guess the most points. I guess I don't know how they're doing this, but I guess we'll figure it out. But Leroy rated Aneesa a 5. Amanda gave Cara a 5, which we all know they have mended their friendship because Cara don't like Tori, essentially, supposedly. That's why Amanda likes Cara now, because Amanda hates Tori. So anybody that hates Tori is good with Amanda. But Horacio gave a 5, or Nerese gave Horacio a 5. She gave Olivia a 3. Amanda gave Tori a -5. Paulie was rating Laurel low. That was it. Good episode. They showed the sneak peek for what I'm assuming to be is next week, but it kind of looked like a season trailer too. Regardless, the season is looking good, y'all. I'm telling you, it's looking good, and as long as it's good, I'm going to be here. I want y'all to drop them comments down below, though. Do that. The interactions help. I'm trying to get to 5K subscribers by the end of the year. Thumbs up the video if you've gotten this far and have not done it already. And if you've gotten this far and have not subscribed, do that. You watch the video. You want to see more from me, and I'm going to be here. But that's all I got to say tonight. I will see y'all next week. Peace.